Spending too much time on your phone instead of getting through your lengthy physical TBR.
Guilty.
Getting distracted by chores and to-do lists around your house instead of reading.
Guilty.
Booking an Airbnb and locking up your phone for 48 hours to see how many books you can finish with no distractions. Guilty. Hello, my sweet bookish friends. We are in a very exciting space today. I feel like I've just been so distracted, A, by my phone, and B, by all the things that I have to do in my house, like chores, to-do lists. I just have so many distractions in my life, and especially having ADHD, it is very hard to just sit down and read, especially at home. So, for the next 48 hours, I have my phone in this box, and I have this very large stack of books to attempt to get through. Am I going to get through all of them? Absolutely not. I'll maybe get through half, if that. And I also brought my Kindle. I just have so many books that I want to read, guys, and I have been very much lacking the attention span to do so. So we are locking in for the next 48 hours and getting through my physical TBR. First order of business, we are doing an Airbnb tour because this place is adorable. So right when you walk in is the little like kitchenette area, and then right to the left of that is the living room area, and then right over yonder we've got a little dining table, the adorable spiraling staircase. I just love myself a good loft. And here is the upstairs bedroom. Tell me this is not the absolute cutest place. You would think after me traveling literally every single month for the last couple months, I would be tired of not being at home. But you know, here we are. It's fine. Oh, this is so cute. I cannot get over this. And then this is the view from above. I have to like look down going down these stairs or else I swear I'm gonna die. If you guys are ever in the Boise and Meridian area, I will have this Airbnb link down below so you guys can stay in it. Oh my gosh, I forgot to show you the bathroom. Literally the best part. Are you guys ready? I don't think you're ready. Look how luxurious this bathroom is. Like literally just imagine the baths that I will be taking in this bath. I'm in heaven. I'm literally in heaven. And the hosts are the sweetest people. They actually built most of this by hand, if not all of it by hand. I got to talk to them a little bit right when I got here, and they're the sweetest people. Since my phone is going to be locked up in a box for the next 48 hours, I need to set a timer on my iPad. Okay, so you can't do a timer for more than 24 hours, so we're going to do a stopwatch and then just stop the time at 48 hours. Okay guys, are we ready to lock in? I'm so ready. 1, 2, 3. So, for my first read of this 48 hours, I chose Stay Awake by Megan Golden. So this is basically about a girl who wakes up in the back of a taxi. She goes to reach for her phone, and in its place is a bloody knife. And written all over her arms is the phrase, "Stay awake." She finds herself on the run from a crime that she does not remember committing, but someone out there knows exactly what happened, and they'll do anything to make her forget. Permanently, of course. I've had this book on my shelf for I think 2 years now. I need something fun, I need something fast-paced, but I will say this is probably gonna spook me out, especially being alone in an Airbnb. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. But my mom read it and she loved it, and I've been anticipating it for 2 years now. So let's go get cozy, start a new book, maybe get the heebie-jeebies and have a good time. Little update for you guys. We are 4 hours and 40 minutes into our 48 hours. I have not been reading this entire time. I did take a break to go pick up Danny because I did not want to stay here alone for safety purposes. It just freaks me out. And then we also went to the grocery store and grabbed dinner. So I ate and then I started reading again. So realistically, I've only been reading for like a little less than 2 hours, and I have gotten to page, I believe, 112 in Stay Awake. And so far, I'm not obsessed, but I am really enjoying it. I do really love how we kind of get like dual timelines and also dual POVs. So we're following our main character in the present time as well as 2 years ago. And then we're also following the detectives that are kind of investigating this crime scene that has recently happened. So you're getting pretty much the perspectives of the possible person involved in the crime as well as the people investigating the crime, which I think is a very fun idea. It's kind of giving like Dexter or Criminal Minds. It's kind of giving like Dexter and Criminal Minds as far as like the detective's POV. I'm not the biggest fan of like unreliable narrators, and I feel like this is definitely the epitome of unreliable narrator because she basically has like amnesia and she doesn't remember anything. There is also a 2-year gap in her memory. The last thing she remembers is from 2 years ago, but there's a bunch of weird things that she's like kind of starting to figure out. Like she's got body marks, her hair was like super long, she doesn't work at the same place. Like she's finding out all these things that are different, which is very interesting. I feel like I'm also reading this book very slow. The font is pretty small. It is 8 p.m. I did get like check-in to the Airbnb was at 3 o'clock, so I have not had a lot of the earlier day to read, so I'm going to read for as long as I possibly can and then probably end up going to bed around 11. I really wanted to finish this book today, but because I'm reading it kind of slower, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it, but we're gonna try our dang hardest. Good morning, friends. It is about 6:45, 6:50 right now. It honestly feels so good to like be up early. I feel like when I'm not at my house, it's so much easier to just like get up and get going because I'm just not at home. So I'm not as like used to it. You don't like procrastinate, I feel like, as much. Plus, again, I don't have all of my stuff to distract me. Anyway, last night I got to page 198 in Stay Awake. So that means I only have about 125 pages left. I wanted to finish it last night, but by the time like 11 p.m. rolled around, I was getting so sleepy and I was like trying to keep my eyes open while I was reading, and I wanted to like actually retain the information I was reading, so I stopped and went to bed. But this morning I have to go take Danny to work in about 45 minutes, so I'm gonna read as much as I can in that time. And then I'm also really craving like a smoothie bowl this morning, so I think I'm gonna go and get one of those, come back and just binge read the rest of this book so that we can start our second book of this 48 hours. I have so many theories right now, but I literally can't say any of them without giving minor spoilers. I feel like the back of this book is very vague, and I would go into it not looking into anything more. I feel like I've been very blindsided by a lot of the things in this book, and I actually love it. Now I understand what people mean when they say that they don't read the backs of the books, they kind of just go in blind, and I want to do that for the most part, but there are some like triggers and things that I try to avoid that I just want to make sure aren't in the book. But this one, the vagueness on the back really made this reading experience so much better. I've got 100 pages left. I think I have an idea of what's going on, but I feel like we have been kind of distracted by other things and other people, where it's like it could be any one of these people, it could be any one of these things. This is a mystery I'm trying to figure out before the plot twists. I'm having a great time. It's giving like, depending on how it ends, it's giving like 4.5 potential. First book down, and it is way later than I anticipated, but it's fine. I forgot that I had a phone doctor's appointment check-in for my new autoimmune treatment plan, so I had to take some time off of reading to answer that call. And then I also went and grabbed my smoothie bowl this morning. So it is about 12:20. We are almost 21 hours into our 48 hours, and like I just said, I just finished my first book, Stay Awake. I know before I said that it was giving kind of like 4.5, but by the end I think it's giving more like 3.75. I still really enjoyed it. I had a great time, but I feel like there was a lot of buildup and the ending just didn't really deliver on that. I also feel like the ending was a little bit too easy and rushed. We're getting buildup until quite literally the last 20 pages of this book, and then within the last 20 pages is when we kind of like figure everything out. So I will say the last 100 pages were a little bit harder to get through than the first 200 pages, but still definitely worth the read. It is definitely a bingeable bingeable book. Like I don't really feel like I was bored until I was kind of starting to get a little antsy throughout the last 100 pages, but for the most part, it was a really good time. Just didn't quite live up to what I had in my head. Oh, so now that we're done with that, we do need to pick our next read. Like I said before, I do have this big stack of books that I brought. And we've got a couple different genres. We have some young adult fantasy, we have some cozy romance slash kind of fantasy. We've got some mystery thrillers, we've got a little like silly romance. I don't really know what I'm in the mood for, to be honest. I want more like bingeable reads, but I also kind of feel like after reading Stay Awake, I'm in the mood for something more like light and fun and funny. I'm also gonna take a look on my Kindle really quick and see what I have in my Kindle library, and then I'll update you guys whenever I figure out what I'm gonna read next. Choosing, I almost said Daughter of the Pirate King, that is not what this is. Vengeance of the Pirate Queen, because since the weather is getting warmer, I'm just always craving a good like piratey kind of at sea book in warm weather, and I was kind of feeling something more like fantasy and fun and light after a thriller. So if you have not read the Daughter of the Pirate King duology, that one follows, I mean they all follow like pirates and stuff, but that one follows a teenage pirate daughter of the Pirate King on their quests and things, and it's very fun. But this book follows the female main character in that series. It follows her assassin, and in that series you kind of get snippets of her and this other guy, and you like want to see more of them, and we finally got a book from her POV. So the female main character in the original duology sends, her name is Serinda, sends Serinda and a crew on her ship to go basically fetch some women or maybe crew members or something that have gotten lost. So they have to go sail through dangerous and uncharted sea. So we're following them on this deadly journey. There's a little bit of romance, which I love to see. I wouldn't say they're enemies to lovers or even rivals to lovers. They just don't really like each other, but it's the type of like, I don't like you, where it's like, I don't like you because I love you type of thing, you know? And I did already get about 120 pages in, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's pretty fast paced, like I'm never really bored. I love the atmosphere. There's already been a monstrous sea creature, which I think is so fun. I just feel like the vibes are perfect for like pre-summer. I also really love all the characters in this book because a lot of them were characters in the original duology. I think I rated both those books around 4 stars. Very fun if you're just looking for like a quick little like YA piratey read. I don't have my iPad up here, but it is 4 p.m. right now, and I believe we are about 25 hours into our 48 hours. So just past halfway, and I've only gotten a book and a quarter read. But we're working on it. We're working on it, and we're gonna finish this book by tonight. I'm determined, and then we have all of tomorrow. I do have to check out of here at 11 a.m. So I'm going to wake up early, like 6 a.m. again, start reading, and then read up until I have to leave, and then I'm going to continue the 48 hours at home. But for now, I'm gonna get back into this book and check back in with a little update. Hello, my fellow bookworms. I just got out of the bath again, because how could you not take multiple baths in that luxurious, what's the word? Luxurious tub. I'm having a hard time with English today. I did get to page 185. I did start reading on my Kindle because I was just kind of getting tired of holding a physical book, but I don't know, I also kind of love holding a physical book, but since I read Stay Awake entirely in physical form and not like on my Kindle or anything, I don't know, I was just feeling a little Kindle reading sprint, I guess. But I'm 55% of the way through, so just a little over halfway, and it is, what time is it? 7:40 p.m. So I'm definitely behind. I feel like this whole last 8 hours I've been very behind on my reading, but I've been trying to take it slow, just have a good time. The point of being here was not to, well, it was to see how many books I could get read, but it was also like not to rush my reading and just like have a good time reading. Still loving this book. The vibes are so fun. I feel like the last 2 books that I've read have been very vague with the synopsis on the back, which I have actually been absolutely loving because I've been very pleasantly surprised in both books thus far with like the surprises and things that are thrown in that are not added, that are like pretty big parts of the plot. So far we have sailed into this uncharted sea and they've come across some very interesting and deadly things, but they have recently stumbled across land of sort. I'm trying not to give spoilers. I'm trying to think of wording this in ways that would not give spoilers. Serinda finds herself in a little pickle with a very important and powerful being, I guess I would say. So we are trying to figure out how to fix the issue at hand, as well as continue on the journey that we originally set out to do. There is a little bit of a budding romance, which I am eating up and loving because it is between 2 characters, like I said earlier, that are from the original duology, and I've just been waiting to see them you know, get together. I got a new little gua sha stone, and I also got face cups. I didn't know this was a thing, but I saw someone online doing it, and I guess you could say that I was peer pressured into another purchase. It feels super weird. I don't even know if this is actually good for your face. It seems a little bit scary, but this feels nice. But I'm just gonna do this for the next probably hour, if that's healthy, I don't know, and finish this book. But this is gonna take me more than an hour. Where's my iPad? Do we know where that is? My iPad's upstairs, but I think we're at like the 28-hour mark. Can I finish this book tonight and maybe start another one before tomorrow morning? Maybe. We'll find out. Last night, I finished Vengeance of the Pirate Queen, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was so fun. The vibes were so fun. Did we get a little bit thrown off from the original quest idea? Yes, but it was also like in the best way. Did I feel like the original thought and quest was a little bit of a side thought? Also yes, but also worth it. I absolutely loved the little romance that happened in this book. I love these characters together. It's like one of those books where she's very hard, kind of keeps to herself, stays in the shadows, and he kind of like cracks her open. And oh, it was just so sweet. There was a quote I remember. Oh my gosh, let me find it. So he said, "I'm trying to show you. You are worthy of saving. You are worthy of life. You are not that little girl anymore. You have given your life time and time again for this crew. You have risked that precious life 100 times over for Aloja. For others, you are good. You are capable. You are worthy of love, Serinda. You are worthy of my love." Oh my gosh. It was so cute. The reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I feel like the kind of like twist or like surprise thing that kind of happened midway through the book, and then like the way it ended, it all kind of felt a little bit not unrealistic, because it's a fantasy book, so of course it's gonna be like unrealistic, but I don't know, some parts and some things about it were just a little bit A, confusing, and B, it just seemed like a lot, you know? Either way, I think that these books are such fun spring and summer reads, and they're very easy to read. It's not a whole lot of brain power, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love a good like complex fantasy sometimes, but I also really enjoy when things are just like easy for my brain to comprehend. I could just like have a good time and not really think about it. It is 6:44 and we are 39 hours and 13 minutes into our 48 hours, so we've only got about 8 hours left, which gives me enough time to get most of the way, if not finish, a new book. I did end up starting the Geographer's Map to Romance this morning. I don't know, I was just feeling something like fun and quirky, and I feel like these books have the best banter because it's like academic rivals in a way. I don't know if this is the same as the first book, like where it is like academic rivals, but I'm pretty sure because I believe they are both professors, except this might be a second chance romance now that I'm like reading it. Oh yeah, so it's geography professors in a failed marriage of convenience inconveniently reconnect for an emergency mission in this swoony historical fantasy rom-com. It just sounds like a great time, and honestly I'm just here to have a good time. I do have to check out of this place at 11, and I also have to take Danny to work, so I'm going to read as much as I possibly can in the next couple hours, and then I'm going to finish it once I get home. Okay, I was a little bit wrong. It's not a second chance romance. It was a marriage of convenience that ended up not being convenient, so they kind of just like estranged from each other. But they did, I'm pretty sure, like get together on their wedding night. So they have some history. They have some chemistry. But I believe they haven't really like talked to each other or seen each other much in about a year until now, when they have to go on this mission to, I think, like figure out what's going on in a specific region where there's thermo something magic storms of sorts. It's kind of hard to explain because it's kind of sciencey. There is a one bed trope, which I love because there's so much tension between these two characters. It's kind of like that situation where I honestly don't even really understand why they stayed away from each other for so long, because they have so much chemistry and they both obviously have feelings for each other. So it's kind of silly, but it's really fun. I absolutely love both our characters, but our female main character specifically is literally me. I feel like if I wasn't a YouTuber and if I actually had like the attention attention span of just focusing on one specific thing, I feel like I would be a great scientist because I'm just so curious about literally everything. And I want to know like why things work the way they do, how they work. I just love studying things and I have so many questions about the world. So this quote specifically, yes, I did take out my phone because I am about to leave the Airbnb, unfortunately. But I took a picture of this quote and it says, Gabriel had already vanished within the mist of rain. Not that Elodie sought him, mind you. She was professional, focused, and oh look, what a pretty tree. Was it a sessile or a pedunculated oak? She veered toward it, then veered away again, reminding herself that there was no time to waste on random curiosity. She had important work to accomplish before nightfall. Just that specifically in her like brain just being so like scattered, you know, it's just, I just love her so much. She's so quirky and fun and she talks a lot and she overshares and I feel like we just have a lot in common. I also really love India Holton's books because of that though. They're just like very fun, quirky, silly characters, but there's also like a really interesting, like magical and scientific kind of like spin on things. This is primarily a romance with some like academic, magical kind of characteristics to it. So far we have been more focused on like our two main characters and their romance, but also the actual plot itself, like what we're trying to do and figure out and work towards, I guess, is I'm very intrigued by it. And I'm like really interested to learn more about this like fictional magic and how it could be like catastrophic for this town that they're trying to save from the magic storms, I guess. Anyway, yes, having a good time. I think it's giving 5-star potential. I'm pretty sure I gave The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love 5 stars. If not, it was like a 4.5, 4.75. So very happy with my choice. It is about 10:30, so I do have to like clean up around here and head out and head back home. We're at 42 hours and 49 minutes. So we've got 6 hours left to finish this book, which I feel like I'll definitely finish the book in time because I am about 100 pages in right now. And I believe it's like a 320-ish page book. So I feel like that is definitely doable. I'm gonna clean up now, say goodbye to this beautiful loft, which again, I will have linked down below. And then I'll update you guys when I get back home. We are back home now, as you can see. I did just go pick up my favorite salad and cucumber soda. Now we have about 3 hours left. So I'm going to go outside, sit down and finish this book. I am about 200 pages in now, still having the best time. I think that since they're technically still like legally married, it puts even like more tension between them in this story because sometimes they talk to each other like they're still trying to be very like professional, and then sometimes he's like, don't talk to my wife like that. And I just love it. The magic is also so much more, not that like it wasn't interesting in the first book, but in the second book, the magic is just so much different because in the first book, it was mostly just like magical birds, which was fun. But in this one, it's like there's a lot more complexity to it, I feel like. And it's just kind of explaining more like earth magic, I guess I would say. I just love this world so much. So I realized that I haven't had that salad in a while, especially since I got on my new treatment plan. It definitely made me not feel good. So it was a very unfortunate event. So I've got my heat pad. I've got my book. It's really hard for me to like try and eat and read at the same time. So I had to put my book down to eat my lunch. But now we're locking in and finishing this book. I have finished my 48 hours. Well, actually, we're at 49 hours and 15 minutes. I may have gotten a little bit sleepy and taken a quick little nap. I was reading, you guys, and I was doing the whole like... You know, and I was not retaining anything that I was reading. So I was like, you know what? I just need to take a quick little nap and then I'll be good. So I took my little nap and I finished this book. I think I'm going to go with like a 4.25 or a 4.5. I truly love these books so much. I know I've said it a million times, but I'm gonna say it 1,000,001 times because they are so fun. Banter is so good. I will say the last like 80 pages, I feel like things were kind of just like dragging on, and I definitely feel like it could have ended a little bit sooner than it did. But I also wasn't complaining because I love these characters. I love this story. I feel like part of it too was a personal problem because being on the last hour or two of this 48 hours, I feel like my brain is just not retaining anything anymore, and it's actually gotten really hard to like read because for the last 48 hours straight, I've just been reading. I don't think that it's very good for me. I don't do 24-hour, 48-hour reading vlogs often, and that's literally why, because I feel like after a certain point, like after reading an entire book, if not an entire book plus some of another book in one day, it's a lot for your brain and for your eyeballs. So that's why I only do them like once a month, if that. But I do feel like that was kind of hindering my reading experience towards the end. Overall though, this was such a fun book. The magic stuff, I will say, got a little bit, not confusing so to say, but I just felt like there was kind of a lot going on. But it was still like fairly easy to comprehend, so still had a good time. Now that this 48 hours is up though, that is the end of this vlog, and I am going to not read anything for the rest of the night. I'm going to give my eyes a break for the next like 7 hours, and then obviously probably pick up another book tomorrow. But I hope you guys had fun with me on this little 48-hour staycation type of video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!